I see. Okay. It's on. It's happening. We're here.
We're live, so I'm immediately going to begin saying every kind of word that'll get your account on YouTube banned and the FBI sent to your front door.
Doom moment.
Doom
So what
moment.
are we talking about today?
Today, we've made the executive decision. By that, I mean you've basically made the executive decision that I'm going to be talking about my ongoing fiction project, my ongoing world building project that is going to eventually turn into a narrative project. I
So
may have mentioned
are
my
you
audio drama before, yeah?
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
And if not, I'm working on an audio drama that I want to finish someday, but I'm motivation and it's the creative art. Anyone who's made anything knows that stuff like this doesn't happen overnight, and sometimes you just look at it and you just don't want to do anything, and you kind of want to just jump off a bridge instead.
That's called depression.
Yeah,
Yeah, isn't
it's
that
not
cool?
I know, right? It's not like suicide. It's not like suicidal depression. You just kind of thought, I don't want to do anything depression. I want to sit in bed all day and watch people talk about fucking Skylanders. Remember Skylanders?
I never cared about Skylanders.
I did. I had some Skylanders in the game. It was great. I should replay Skylanders. So yeah, this is supposed to be the Nerb info gives the lore dump on his world building project and his fiction project.
That's what this episode is.
Yeah. Um and you're here, you've been dragged along
Wait.
because I'm holding you at gunpoint right now
Yeah.
to play Doom 2 and listen to me talk. As sort of like the you're the interrogator, I guess.
I'm the mildly distracted interrogator.
Yes, because
Learning
you're
about
playing
your learning about your thing.
you're learning about my thing while playing Doom 2.
Yeah. The Doom
You're
2
doing
part
like
is it's part of the contract.
yeah, you're contractually obligated to play
And
something on
it specifically has to be this modified version of Doom 2 that I half made, half stole.
yeah, your Doom mod,
Yeah.
which is like the best Doom mod. It's better than that one that everyone praises, My House or whatever it's called,
Yeah, it's
which is
called My
dumb.
House.
It's a dumb name though, because when I installed My House and I played My House, it wasn't my house; it was someone else's house.
Hmm.
What the fuck? Why
I
didn't
think
you
you
have?
should complain to John Romero.
I will. I'll go to John Romero and say, hey, what the fuck? Why is my house not my house? It's someone else's house. And then he'll say, it's not my game. How'd you get in my house? It's 3 in the morning. Why do you have an axe? And I'll say, answer the damn question, John. If that is
Shia
your real
LaBeouf.
name. So yeah, this is the episode I'm talking about my world building project, which is partially also my writing project. It started off as a world building project, um, but it did eventually evolve into something that I wanted to do something with. And my initial idea was I wanted to make an RPG, like make your game out of it. But then I remembered I can't fucking code, and that takes a ton of effort. So then I'm like, what else could I do with it? Like I'd write a novel, but then I was like, no, because Then there was the part of me that was like, I could make a tabletop system out of this. Like I could write an RPG system for it. But I'm like, I don't know anything about game design. So then
I
I
mean, you
stumbled
know
on
what
doing
doesn't work with the one you told me about yesterday?
right, Fatal.
Fatal.
Fucking Fatal. If you're a tabletop player, you know what Fatal is? Yeah, you know. If you don't look it up. You do not want to know about Fatal.
Me when my infant character has multiple sexual attractiveness stats.
Okay, never mind. You just went ahead and explained it.
That's all
Fucking
it is. That's
Fatal.
all there is to it. It's all about that. That's the
It's
central
all about
conceit.
yeah, basically. I mean, that's a fact, and that's a fact of Fatal, and therefore it should never play it. I don't think there's a single group that actually enjoys playing Fatal. If there are,
They
uh,
lying.
how how do you enjoy playing Fatal? Who's messaging? I'm busy. So the world building project, and by extension, the narrative. So I don't actually have a name for the world building project, but the narrative is called the Watt Saga, which is named after what is going to be the main character. And the basic
John
idea
Watt.
is yeah, John Watt. And he says it's watting time and proceeds to watt all over the place. No,
That
the
sounds
main character
inappropriate.
it's to watt all over. That's like on the Urban Dictionary. Like watting is
Proceeds to do an
watting is
Alabama Hot Pocket. There's so many things in Urban Dictionary that are absolutely things nobody's ever done. They just made to put it on Urban Dictionary.
a Turkish battleship.
You could just like put like a country name and then like
And then,
some
and
like
then
random
and,
word, and then that's like something you should put on Urban Dictionary.
and then it's
You ever
just
done an
stupid.
You ever done a fucking Albanian Moscato?
I don't know, but I mean, I, I don't know, man. But I've certainly done a New Zealand rubber glove. That one's just taking a kiwi and putting a rubber glove on its head.
I thought you were talking about the fruit.
Yeah, the fruit and the bird are the same thing.
It's just the egg. Except instead of hatching, it just grows two little legs and a beak.
It has little legs and a beak.
Doom 2 is a sex offender?
And a little fucking like sniper hat, like a little TFT sniper hat.
Oh yeah,
Everyone knows that
he is a fucking Kiwi.
Everyone in New Zealand wears those.
Mm-hmm. This is a fact. We'll ask Amy if she's ever comfortable getting on a fucking call.
Because professionals have standards.
God, you can't do a fucking New Zealand accent to save your life. Which is really funny, because whenever you try and do a British accent, you do an Australian one, and those are so close.
I can do a halfway decent Australian accent. New Zealand is basically just slightly diluted Australian.
I'd call it diluted. I think it's like a little harsher? I don't know.
It's like a drunk Australian.
So
Wait, no, that's every Australian.
I was about to say, that's just Australians.
Australia? Fucking Australia. I can imagine living in Australia.
I would hate it.
I mean, yeah, there's
even the
bugs,
spiders are drunk.
Too. The spiders are drunk. A dingo ate my fucking baby. fucking opened the patio door and stole the fucker right out of the.
No. They wouldn't call it a fucker.
That cunt, that right cunt, my fucking opened my fucking patio door and stole my infant son right into his fucking crib. Can't have shit. Can't have shit in Queensland. So yeah.
So that's how our day's been going.
Project, well, yeah. The basic 101 of the world building project is it's a world sort of like like typical urban fantasy, but after like Space Age stuff. So magic is a thing that exists in the setting, but it's like sort of like it was sort of underground for a large period of time until around the
punk magic,
when it began to kind of grow into the common knowledge. And everyone was like, okay, well, so it's 2020, it's 2020, 2021. You know what that means? We're appreciating the world of magic, and then the Russian-Ukraine conflict starts, and in this timeline, that goes nuclear.
Oh. Me when
Did I tell you about?
You did not tell me that. No.
Yeah, there is a nuclear. The Russo-Ukrainian war that's going right now turned nuclear in this timeline very quickly. Because in this time, the main difference is Ukraine joined NATO, Russia still attacked Ukraine, and NATO basically started World War III.
Dumb NATO. They should have just let everyone have Ukraine.
So,
just let people die.
Why would Russia do that? Shut the fuck up. It's my world building project. I get to decide the cool fantasy. Besides, I wanted to have an apocalypse happen, and the original version of the world, which was actually a friend's world that had been a tabletop game, and it was Alien Invasion.
Yeah?
Because fucking aliens. I fucking hate XCOM style alien invasions. Those are fucking stupid.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, XCOM's I mean it's XCOM, it's alright, but I just do not like the premise narratively. So the actual main timeline divergence, like the Fallout timeline divergence of the transistor not being invented of this setting, is the nuclear war in 2021. And there were a bunch of major factions that made it out of it. The big two that emerged after the bombs fell one of them was a group calling themselves the Cult of the Blue Angel, which worships
the Air Force One Angel.
Yeah, the Air Force One Angel from the Mandela catalog. Not the Mandela catalog. The other fucking
Manya Mythos Buckaroo.
Yeah, the guy from Gemini Home Entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. I said fucking Mandela catalog so fucking confidently.
I thought it was a joke.
It wasn't a joke. I just
because we do have that like bit with each other of like calling like every single analog horror like all in the same universe.
It isn't all in the same universe.
Me when I use the Mandela catalog to fight against the wood crawlers from the Monument Mythos.
Me when I watch Gemini Home Entertainment to find the location of the Mandela catalog so I can use it to fight the monuments in the Monument Mythos.
We need to find a way to fit Midwest Angelica in there too.
I found the VHS for VHS for Gemini Home Entertainment on an ad on the program Local 58. Anyway, so the Cult of the Blue Angel is basically this cult that worships magic.
I thought they worshipped the Blue Angel.
Well, they worship the Blue Angel and magic. They have a very complicated system of belief, but basically, they think that magic is the superior force in the universe, and that technology is basically sacrilege because it is attempting to recreate what magic does. So magic to them is divine. And the reason why it's the Cult of the Blue Angel, not, the Cultus Arcanus or something like that, is because the Blue Angel is not only their leader, and they're very charismatic cult leader, but also the one that claims that she should be in charge of the world of the system's magic. One important lore detail is one of the major events pre-war, before the end of society, was a man named Dr. Adrian. I don't have a last name picked out, but I've been toying with Carahan. Basically, his first name's Adrian, and he basically fucked around with magic before everything went to shit, and he basically became what the other game master called it was the god of magic, but in actuality, he was more like his official title that he prefers is Overseer. The Cult of the Blue Angel's goal is to infiltrate the physical realm that magic inhabits and beat the ever-loving shit out of the Overseer and take magic for themselves and use it to basically overthrow everything.
Yeah, as one does.
The other group was a pre-corporation. A defense contract. No, sorry, it was an oil tycoon. Watt. It was, I believe, the current. It was Watt Industries, and the name Watt, might ring a bell because it's going to be called the Watt Saga.
The Watt Show.
Owned by the Watt. Yeah, the Watt Show. My favorite TF2 YouTuber. Well, second favorite. I like the Great Blue show. I like the Great Blue Saga.
The Great Blue Saga.
The Uncle Dane Saga. The Watt Industries was a corporation that was dealt in oil. They traded in oil, and therefore the people behind it were super fucking rich, and they were given a heads up by the world's governments when everything went to shit. Unfortunately, the owners of the company, the two who were in charge, ended up dying in the war because they were on a business trip and they could not get to any place safe at the time, so they ended up getting fucking nuked. And as per the corporate rule, the person put in charge of it was their daughter, who at the time was like a 21-year-old woman named Riley, who is your main character.
And she's the good guy, right?
Debatably. Initially, in the initial draft, she was meant to be like this really heroic good guy, but she is not a fucking good person.
Aww.
She's the
But
protagonist.
billionaires
and
are cool
she is
people. Sorry, more like trillionaire.
She is a her entire thing is that she, as the main character, is
Racist.
No, not racist.
Damn it.
She is
One of these
about
days.
progress, but she wants progress for basically everyone. But the issue is she wants to be the one in control of it. She's a control freak, and she will do anything to maintain that control. After the war, she gets put in charge of the remnants of this corporation, and basically begins trying to pull strings. And it's a several-year process, but eventually she just managed to form like a paramilitary group out of Europe. For like members of old special forces units, military divisions that did not have central command, and she managed to sway people into following her and her basically corporation, turning into a militarized, like almost cyberpunk style corporation with guns and tanks and shit. The Cult of the Blue Angels, also mentioned, is based off in America. There's a bunch of smaller factions that don't really matter as much in the grand scheme of the story, because this is an overarching view. And these are the two main factions that were spreading across the world at their own separate paces. The Cult of the Blue Angel conquered North and South America, and Watt Industries basically had the rest of the world, Afro-Eurasia and Oceania. They didn't go largely into Siberia, and they didn't go largely into like Australia. They also didn't fuck with New Zealand, because New Zealand was actually pretty much unaffected by the end of the war. So New Zealand was actually one of the only forces on the planet that could actually stand up to Watt Industries.
Because of the Australian. Wait, no.
Because
no, they sank.
Like,
never mind.
Well, I mean, Australia was also not hit too bad, and like they had like their own league. They were able to survive, and it was hard, but ultimately, though, there was the last major. So eventually, what happens is there's a settlement in Maine, trying to form itself into basically the new United States. And I don't have a name for them right now, but I'm thinking of calling it I'm thinking of calling this like this micronation like Turtle Dove or something like really reminiscent of like early American history, because it's poetic and all that. Mayflower, that's what I might call it. Mayflower is a really nice name because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Historical analog.
Analog horror.
And eventually, anyway. Mayflower is the settlement that is very much Fallout settlement, very friendly, trying to be polite, and they eventually manage to get in contact with Watt Industries. Now at this time there is no global communication anymore because it was all taken out during the war, so a lot of it is done through snail mail and like absolute best maybe satellite phone if you can get an uplink, which is really fucking hard. And Watt Industries basically forms an alliance with the nation of Mayflower, up until Cult of Blue Angel spies, crosses the Appalachian Mountains and spies. Hey, there's this nation along the eastern seaboard, and they're using technology. Mayflower gets razed to the ground.
Oh.
And that pisses Riley off. Specifically, like as a general rule, they did not actually declare war or anything. Like the cult was perfectly content sitting on its own, place for a while. The issue is that Riley is again a very instinctual, very emotional character. So when Mayflower, this fledgling settlement, was basically being guided by her hand, was fucked over, she snapped and immediately declared war. So it was this cult. It was like a guerrilla, very much like Vietnam, basically, where the cult used the American wilderness that were left to basically stage ambushes and halt the advance of the fledgling. It becomes the Republic. So Watt Industries has to like fight across the eastern seaboard, and they have to get stopped by the Appalachian Mountains, which they have to cross through. And that's a fucking pain in the ass. It is a whole military campaign that ends with the nuking of Phoenix in Arizona, which was their base of operation. Now, basically able to bring the rest of the world under their thumb, they're just like, okay, well, fuck it. This is the first time in human history that all of humanity is banded together under one flag. We're just going to rebrand. And so Watt Industries becomes the first galactic republic, the first republic of humanity. It becomes the first Galactic Republic, a little bit later when they eventually start, expanding out in search of more worlds to explore. Because it is sci-fi after all. This is just the prologue. This is all before the drama even starts. And I kind of gloss over the whole expansionist part because basically they span out and explore the stars. Now I should mention the cult was not entirely wiped out. There were remnants of it, and it has been reestablished at multiple times. Whenever they poke their heads up, the Republic has to squash them. And they typically, operate on like the fringes of society and civilization, or they'll just try making their own in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I will mention that there are aliens in the setting. I know I said earlier, like, I'm not a big fan of aliens, but like I like aliens when they're really fucking alien.
What do you mean by that?
None of the it's like when you think of they're not like Star Trek aliens or like Star Wars aliens, where they're still like have a humanoid body plan. They can speak a language and eventually, potentially even learn how to speak, the equivalent of like English. Aliens in my setting, there are a bunch of different species, and the closest ones to humans are genetically engineered humans, and then after that, it's
Ultimaros.
Very much, yes. I'll get to the Q analog in a bit, but there's a race of genetically engineered humans called pixies, which are basically intended to be, they're very small, very scrawny, and built to be engineers. But I'll get to that in a bit because I can go over the lore of the different species later. But like, for example, one of the minor species is called the Striders, which are basically like ostriches. They don't have hands. They use their beak, and their entire culture is based on art. They see beauty, and that is value, as opposed to humans, which shine. Look, humans do attribute beauty to value, but like your position in society as a Strider is specifically based off of how much art you have, how beautiful your collection is.
Void would like that concept. I think you should tell them about it.
I will. So like Strider side is also feudal, and there's a whole fucky wucky thing. The Blue Angel was actually the one who brought them into the greater galaxy, because the Blue Angel this entire time is still alive. The Blue Angel is, for all intents and purposes, biologically immortal. She can't die through age. She doesn't need to eat or drink or breathe.
She would need to be like killed.
Yes, she would need to be killed, and that is what's going to happen in the story at some point.
Whoa, that's a spoiler.
I know, right?
At least let me read it first.
It's not done yet.
I don't care.
So the Republic in the meantime, the Republic after like 50 years of this, Riley's like 70 at this point. And everyone's like, okay, well Riley's gonna fucking die. We need to start considering who's in charge. Except in the background, Riley's been working on a personal program of let's just upload my brain to a supercomputer so I have to live forever.
Let's Emperor Palpatine this bitch.
Basically, they basically a large portion of funding goes towards making people immortal, and by that I mean it's just one supercomputer.
Somehow Riley Watt survived.
Yes, literally.
Somehow Riley Watt returned. That's the phrasing.
She gets plugged into a computer, and throughout the timeline, she eventually gets upgraded as a computer until the present. At the time of the start of the story, she is a planet-sized supercomputer in its own designated system, far enough away from everything else that like no one knows where it is. And even if they did, they'd have to fight through the fucking multiple armies worth of killer robots in order to actually like try and disable it. So humanity expands into the stars. They engage in their star activities, and eventually they come into a conflict. Oh, what?
What?
Speak. You were saying something.
No, I said sex. It's just very, very bland sex joke as per usual.
Sex.
Sex is funny. I don't know why people do it.
Yeah, it's cringe. Who the fuck needs sex?
As I say that, I immediately get patted on the head like I'm a dog.
Are you a good boy?
Kill yourself.
So humanity comes into conflict at one point with a race calling themselves the Stonefacers, which is very much Ultimaro's inspired. They are like toxic insectoid eusocial communists.
Commie!
Got me.
Fuck you,
That fucking
Eisenhower.
Salmon Elliott. Fuck you, Isaac. Yeah, go get him, champ.
Dude, did you see Wendigoon did a Banana Republic video?
He did. I know
And
he
he
did. I haven't
used
had a
that.
chance
He
to watch it.
used that entire, like, section of
Oh my
Salmonel's
god.
video.
I need to fucking watch it now. Fuck. All right, let's end the episode here. I gotta go watch it.
Just watch it while we're doing this. We both have something we're getting distracted by.
So yeah, basically the Stone Facers are one of the other major races, which are basically it's a human nickname for eusocial, insectoid, dwarven space communists.
My favorite kind of people.
Toxic dwarven space communists.
My favorite kind of people.
They live in a hell. They live in what is called a hell world, which is basically like Venus. They can breathe in whatever the fuck they want. They have corrosive gas. They can launch at people and just charge them with melee weapons. They don't
So
fucking
you
care.
made them in Spore, is what I'm hearing.
I don't know. I haven't played Spore.
You can do that in Spore.
Based. I was more inspired because I actually remember distinctly at the time I was like looking over. I was working in the Stone Face as a concept, and then like the Toxoids DLC for Stellaris came out. I'm like, that's a great fucking idea. So yeah, they're basically industrial space dwarven communists, and it's fucking great. They're one more like insectoid. They're not like fucking D&D dwarves, but they're fun, and they're still kind of isolationist. Other races. I've talked about the Pixies before. I've talked about the Striders. There's the Motes. The Motes are literally sentient stardust.
That's pretty cool.
Within their star, there was a free one in like several, whatever fucking massive number.
More billion.
Yeah, something fucking massive, like 1 in 1 more billion chance of the particles within the star aligning in just a way that it created like thinking life that was able to locomote, and move, and continue to sustain itself. So a mote is basically like the physical form of a mote is literally just like a handful of plasma, like literally just ripping a chunk out of a star. That is a mote. The star itself is a hive mind, but pieces of it are ejected in solar ejections, and if there's enough mass to it, it can stay sentient. So a mote, to integrate with the rest of society, has to be basically stuck into a metal suit that is intended to contain it. But it's still stardust. It burns at millions of degrees centigrade. So you smash that thing open, and everyone aboard whatever station you're on is dead.
How often does that happen?
Sometimes, but it's like it rarely happens because they make sure his motes are like off. Like any mote in the Republic is heavily protected to prevent that specific thing from happening. Like their suits are reinforced against outward damage, but like that's not going to protect you if some dickhead with a high caliber rifle tries to blow a hole in one. So generally like motes will have like designated bodyguards in order to keep themselves safe, just because they're literally a walking nuclear bomb. One goes off on a planet, and an area the size of a state is getting wiped off the map.
Yay!
But they're still sentient stardust, and they're very like monastic in their style. Very minimalist because again, they're sentient stardust. They don't need to eat, they don't need to drink, they don't need to breathe. They are entirely self-sufficient, so they have a society based around just enjoying life to its fullest, being very oriented around both fun and also, helping others. They are the designated good guys. The issue is there's so fucking few of them that it's pretty much impossible to get a hold of more than one. They don't have like a proper society, other individual like individual, what is it? Fucking, like they don't have basically what I'm saying is they don't have a society.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the big 5 races. And again, pixies are more genetically engineered humans, which is why they look and sound so extremely human. Stone Faces communicate through pheromones. Striders are kind of like parrots, and that they can mimic sounds, so that like it's really hard for them to comprehend proper English. And then motes just they can turn their like their quote-unquote thoughts, and like their, different, they have hydrogen atoms that pulse between each other to make thoughts, they can turn that into like human speech. That can be synthesized. And stonefaces communicate through pheromones. Pixies are the only species that can actually like speak human languages, because they still have effectively human vocal cords. Pixies are small, they little. You can hold like one in your hand if you really wanted to. They're like a foot tall at the tallest, and that's a big one. So yeah, anyway, the reason why the Pixies exist, because there's the Stonefacer conflict. Now the Stonefaces are properly independent from humanity, while the rest of the species have kind of just been like absorbed into them. Because the Motes don't have the ability to travel across the stars, because they are literally just stardust. They cannot build a ship. And the Striders might have been able to, but they were like feudal. They were like medieval era technology. They didn't even have gunpowder yet. They couldn't even get up into the air, let alone into space. So humanity just kind of like, okay, we'll protect your sorry asses. And then the Others arrive. The Others is the last race. Very xenomorph style. They're black, very insectoid, very thin. They love plasma. They love plasma weaponry and plasma saws and stuff, and it's fucking... They're goofy.
You're goofy.
And most of all, they are very much insistent on being the only life in the universe, because they are very xenophobic. They see any other life as a threat to themselves. If they drop onto a planet, it has like docile alien fauna. They will glass the planet anyway, just to make sure that it never evolves into something that could pose a threat to them.
That's mean.
Yeah, it's mainly because the backstory, the lore to the Others is meant to be that at one point they had to face that when before they were faster light capable, a group of nomadic aliens invaded their world, and they basically had to exterminate all of them in order to preserve their own existence, which led to them basically developing a mindset of everything out there is probably trying to kill me. We need to kill it first. They're not evil in the same sense. They're just kind of, and that's the thing that I don't know if I want yet, because I don't know if I want the Others to be completely wiped out, or if I want them to eventually, be redeemed and seen like, hey, maybe the outside world isn't that bad. But I mean, when everyone's trying to shoot at you, and the Others were the ones who genetically engineered the Pixies. They kidnapped humans in an attempt to study them, and they made a bunch of genetic abomination experiments. The Pixies were the only ones that survived in like a tribal culture on an old station that the Others operated. And the Pixies revered them like gods. So that's basically the story so far. I mean, you have humanity, which is led by an immortal supercomputer dictator, who are currently at war. Like at the time of the story beginning, will be the first interaction with the Others as a species. That's pretty much the lore summarized. I mean, the basic story is... I still haven't decided exactly what the basic storyline is. So there's gonna be 4 main characters, and they're gonna be split into 2 teams, basically 2 halves that don't really interact much. You have one of the team, which is Riley and her personal bodyguard Charlotte. Riley, I've talked about. Again, she's the dictator. She's the one in charge. Thing with Riley is she also is very much a hot-headed, go-get-'em type. I like getting my hands dirty. So she has android body she ports herself into and goes to go do badass shit.
And I would assume if one of those dies, it's like a failsafe, sends her back.
Yes. If the body dies, it self-destructs, and she's totally fine.
What a bastard.
She basically, she doesn't have to fear death. So Charlie is an interesting character because Charlie is the only one of the 4 to actually have magic. Fuck, I should probably talk about the magic system. So the magic system in the setting works off of
costs money. What?
Yeah, it operates off of money. When you are born, it says insert a $5 bill to gain magic powers, and if you do, you get shoot fireballs out of your hand.
Yo.
So how magic works in the system is magic is granted by what is called a legend. And legends are culturally important individuals.
Oh, isn't that from that one TTRPG system?
Yes, City of Mist is the main inspiration for this, and I have reworked it a little bit. So a legend is a sentient individual, like a sentient manifestation of a story or concept. Something that if something is incredibly important to human society, and it is notably only human society, because from what the researchers have been able to tell, the other species don't have magic. It is a human-only thing. But if something close to human society
Just
will
like
develop
testicles.
a legend, and the more significant it is, the more powerful that legend is. It's not based off of the power of the legend in history, rather its cultural significance. So while, yeah, in real life, in real life, like, a minor Aztec god would be able to beat the ever-living shit out of King Arthur, if you ask someone to name, someone says, oh yeah, King Arthur, I know who that guy is. King Arthur fucking stomps. King Arthur's incredibly popular. And speaking of him, that is Charlie's power. King Arthur is taking root in Charlie, making him effectively, again, biologically immortal, a master swordsman and a great tactician. Although he is also expected to be incredibly modest, he's expected to be modest, willing to lay his life down for things, and also, oh yeah, he's also a homeless 12-year-old.
Oh.
At the time of him getting his supernatural powers, he was homeless 12-year-old. So at the time of the game, sorry, I think he was 15. He's like 15, but he's lived for hundreds of years. So, like, he was around when the first war happened on Earth. So he's hundreds of years old. He's like just a little bit. He's only like maybe a decade younger than Riley at most.
But he just looks like he's 15.
Yeah, he looks like he's 15.
Why? Why does he just not age after a certain point?
He does not age. He does not age. Period.
So how did he get 15 years old then?
Oh no, it wasn't on birth. You can gain some powers are gained from birth, but some of them are also gained later on. He gained his powers at 15. And he never aged beyond that. And he sort of took up the position as Riley's personal bodyguard because, one, she asked, and two, he kind of felt obligated because, I mean, she's basically a queen. Like, if he wants to fit that whole chivalrous knight angle, he serves a queen, and the legend wants it. That's another thing. Legends are sentient, and they bestow the power, but they can also take it away if they don't like what you do.
Mm.
Riley also has a power, but it's very subtle in that it is alcohol-infused luck. Like, she has the manifestation of, like, good fortune. The issue is it's powered by alcohol.
So she's Demo Man.
Basically. The more drunk she gets, the worse she performs, but also she can't shoot straight. The issue is she lives in an android body. She can't actually use her powers.
That's
because an android can't process alcohol.
That's a funny way of doing that. Is that just there as a funny, or does it have a purpose in the story?
It's mainly just there as a sort of excuse as to explain why this character canonically has these luck-based abilities, but just doesn't use them. Because, I mean, granted, that is a very powerful tool. The android so how it works is the android bodies can't use them, but the thing with the supercomputer is she's managed to bypass it by cooling the supercomputer with alcohol. So the actual power, the actual computer itself, the mainframe, the core, basically has supernatural luck around it.
So this whole thing is just based off of Boris's vodka-cooled supercomputer, or vodka-cooled computer.
Now that you say it.
Whether intentionally or not, that's the vodka-cooled computer.
It is basically a computer that is fueled through massive amounts of alcohol. Huh. So basically, their entire angle is going to be way more of the diplomatic side of things, finagling, moving around this very in-depth bureaucracy of the government, and basically managing this upcoming war. And then there's the other two, Colonel Pierce. No, sorry, what the fuck am I saying? It's First Sergeant Ashley Pierce and Colonel. Now I'm forgetting her
Mustard.
fucking name. Yeah, Colonel Mustard. Fuck it. Her name's fucking slipping my mind. What the fuck is it? What the fuck was that character's name? It's this one. This one. Briggs. It was Colonel Sandra Briggs. They are both members of the First Galactic Republic Armed Forces, obviously with rank, specifically serving in the analog for the Marine Corps. Which, there is no actual Marine Corps because there is no Marines because there's no fucking water. They call themselves the Elite Infantry because Marine makes no fucking sense because there's no fucking water. Same way, it's another same way how in the setting they don't call the, like, if you've ever seen a sci-fi movie or TV show or anything, you'll see, hey, there's a bunch of spaceships in the sky. We're gonna call that the Navy. There's no fucking water. Why is it the Navy? The Republic calls theirs the Orbital Corps because that makes more sense because they're in space. They're the designated Navy.
Hey, honey, would you turn the light on?
Sure.
That'd be so cool if you do that.
Anything for you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. The light is being turned on. Fuck you, Nerb.
You're welcome. No, that's like my entire shtick is not liking that.
Aw. I might add fucking audio capture just for this level because this level is a great song.
So. Right, they're both members of, and they're basically going to be, they're the two that are on the team that uncovers the first scouts of the others, and are also going to be doing a lot of the frontline work. And the story kind of bounces back and forth between the two of them, between, like, the perspective of two of each team. And it's going to kind of focus on their individual, like, characters. The main two characters are Riley and Pierce. Riley needs to cope with the fact that, one, she's a fucking immortal death machine who is going to outlive everyone, unless her fucking supercomputer gets unplugged. And she needs to comprehend that, yeah, she's a dictator. She needs to understand that if she wants to keep being in charge, she needs to comprehend what her people want. And then Pierce has a combat drug problem.
Hmm? Like,
because, yeah, the Republic...
Like, yeah, cocaine?
It's called Flux, and Flux is basically like Fallout Psycho. You take it, and it really like, sharpens your mind and pumps you full of adrenaline.
So it's cocaine.
Yeah, basically.
Your favorite?
My favorite. I love cocaine. That's about it. That's pretty much everything I have laid out so far. Like, I'm gonna, like, obviously the entire story arc is gonna be focusing... The entire story is gonna be about the other conflict. But then there's going to be sub-arcs where they're dealing with other problems as well. Like the second last arc before, they wrap up the others situation is going to be involving finally wiping out the cult of the Blue Angel. And killing the bitch in charge, Veronica. I fucking hate Veronica as a character. In the sense,
well, why did you make her, Nerb, since you're definitely the one who made Veronica? As we all know.
Make Veronica. I reworked it. I basically made Veronica. I took the basic concept and the name, and that was it.
So where did Veronica come from, Nerb?
The original draft of the world building project was not mine, but a friend's. It was a tabletop campaign set in using City of Mist, which is why we use a lot of the City of Mist game rules. And Pierce and Riley were characters I ended up playing. A friend ended up playing Charlie. If you remember Adrian, he was also a character played by a friend of mine. I have permission for these people, like, hey, can I use your characters in this story? And, oh, fuck, the lore was stupid. So first things first, the major thing is, in 2020, there's an alien invasion. No rhyme or reason why. No specific... It's not like these aliens are... And, like, the equivalent of the others, which is the name I gave them. They were not them. They're a completely different race. They're basically just XCOM aliens. They have psionics. And they get pushed back effortlessly because Veronica does it. Veronica is the Game Master's DMPC Mary Sue.
Now, who was the Game Master, Nerb?
Hey, guys, here's a callback. Remember J. Michael?
Yeah. So this was, I think, the first I'd, like, really heard of your complaints about J. Michael was when this was your, like, one of your main active campaigns that you were engaging in.
Yes. Then, so Veronica saves the world from aliens, and the aliens come back. Even though they're... So basically, the story goes that apparently the first party... Let me remind you, he cut the campaign short because I don't know where it goes.
How?
So we had this like
build up. Why would you even? Okay, whatever.
I would understand.
It's not worth. It's not worth trying to ask for logic from him.
But like, so the thing is, that was also a really fun like build up because literally the session before we canceled it, I fucking managed to pull off my first successful tabletop. I know it's gonna sound like a fucking loser. My first successful tabletop romance.
Whoa!
2 characters ended up falling in love, and it was fucking great.
I thought you hated romance with a passion.
No.
Romance is your least favorite thing ever.
No.
Yes.
No, my least favorite thing ever is the Sans Undertale.
Anyway.
But anyway, yeah, he cuts the campaign short, and the characters still complete the campaign off screen.
He's just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
And
okay,
I distinctly remember talking with the other characters. So the 2 characters who fell in love were one named Charlotte and Adrian. Before he became Overseer, before he became the God, as J. Michael called him. And we specified that during this final battle against these aliens, we specified my character get fucked. And not literally, like figuratively, like nearly killed.
Oh, I hope you had sex for the first time.
No.
Never.
No. We do not sex.
We do not sex in this household.
I want to get a sign in my room, like hanging on my door, that is just like a park sign with a big red X, but instead of like a dog or something, it's a penis.
No penis in my room.
Yep, sorry, you gotta leave it by the door. Make it wait outside.
Tie it up on a leash.
Lock it up in the bike rack.
Put in a stockade. Let people throw tomatoes at it.
In the cockade, if you will.
Kill your...
But, and so basically we established that one of the big things that drove these 2 characters' relationship closer together was he ended up saving her life. And then we're talking about that. So the second campaign, Charlotte ended up showing up, and I was allowed to roleplay her. So I'm just like, okay, well, she's going to talk about this. It's like, because Charlie was a character in both campaigns, whereas everyone else shifted characters. Because Charlie was like, oh my god, Charlotte, I haven't seen you in a while. What the hell happened? And she was like, well, I mean, in the battle, I ended up, my plane ended up crashing, and I ended up losing an arm, and really brutal. But then Adrian saved me, and then Jimmy was like, no, he didn't. Veronica saved her.
So he was trying to remove your lore.
You can't see right now, but I'm like reaching, I am like miming a gun to my fucking head, right? You mean to tell me that this important part of the character's development is thrown out the window because you want Veronica to be a big damn hero?
Veronica being his, somehow simultaneous self-insert, but not really a self-insert, more like a Mary Sue that he wishes he was with romantically. You know that trope.
Yeah,
me and my waifu.
Yeah, in the second campaign, his waifu got with his actual self-insert.
Yeah!
This might be treading over old ground, but I'll cover it anyway. Yeah, so that lore was thrown out the window. The aliens came back, right, and the main reason why I brought that up was because the entire first campaign was about destroying the mother heart of the aliens. We never got an explanation as to what it was, what the mother heart was. Is it a piece of technology that lets the aliens exist here? Is it like some biological thing they need to live? Is it the leader? What? It was never explained.
It's just a cool name, so therefore that does all the heavy lifting for you.
It's the MacGuffin that the party destroyed. And now we know that the aliens are never coming back because the Heart Mother was destroyed. What do you mean the aliens are back? What do you mean the aliens came back?
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow the aliens returned. Unfortunately for J. Michael, he didn't comprehend that Riley was my player character this time. And Riley had a nuclear arsenal. Somehow the aliens survived a nuclear blast. Multiple nuclear blasts. A concentrated nuclear bombardment, if you will.
An ICBM. Or 3.
Multiple ICBMs.
Or 3. Only 3, though.
Because, well, out of game, I understand the explanation was, hey, you can't just one-shot the final boss. It's not fun for anyone else. But I had a conversation of game with everyone else, like, hey, if my character just nukes the final boss, you guys cool with that? They're like, yeah, that sounds dope as fuck. No one else is having fun. Dude, we literally all agreed to this out of character. Like, it's fine. And the main reason why was because he wanted to show off how cool and badass his boat was. His fucking boat. No, not boat. His fucking boss was. The boat did come up. All it was the alien scion bastard threw a boat at someone.
Whoa.
A very specific boat. I don't remember the boat, but it was a boat he was very autistic about.
God.
It was a very specific World War II fucking light cruiser or something. You never specified, and I don't remember the exact name of it.
That's really entertaining in, like, a sad way.
The funniest part is that the final battle took place in Paris? Why is an American World War II cruiser in Paris? Who was in Paris? And apparently an American light cruiser from the Second World War. This is the same story, the same world, where there was like a paramilitary group in a submarine engaging in submarine behavior. They were never told what. And the U.S. Navy decides, we're going to get involved. Okay, I mean, if there's a paramilitary group, the U.S. Navy would reason to get involved. All right, so we're bringing these 4 strangers along. The party composition was a college student, a surgeon, a homeless 15-year-old, and a municipal level bomb squad technician. Okay, we're civilians. Why are we being brought aboard this probably a highly important U.S. Navy mission? But we need people to help out. You are the fucking U.S. Navy. What do you mean you need people to help out? Do you not have someone?
We
more
need the homeless
qualified?
baby. He'll help.
He's 15 years old. My character, Charlotte, who I mentioned before, is a fucking college student who's living paycheck to fucking paycheck and working in a fucking kitchen.
Her culinary skills may prove useful.
Yes, my character's entire thing was being good with culinary stuff.
Oh.
And being
I said that as a joke.
Yeah, no, half of my character's skill set was based around cooking. Never got to do that, by the way. Fine, whatever. It's the game. The game master wants the U.S. Navy to hire us. Fine, whatever, because he's fucking autistic. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go, help the U.S. Navy. We're gonna get like a cruiser or something. A cruiser? We're gonna get in a submarine, right? Or like, maybe we're gonna help the Air Force help. We're gonna get like an aircraft carrier. Jamie, what the fuck do you mean we're taking the USS Iowa? Now, as someone who doesn't understand, I'm someone who understands a little bit of U.S. history, and specifically military history. That the USS Iowa probably means nothing to you. If you've ever seen that picture, that photo of the signing of the peace talks between the U.S. and Japan at the end of World War II, that picture was taken aboard the USS Iowa. The USS Iowa was launched in 1937, if I'm correct.
Was that the bite of it? Was that the bite of 37?
It was, and at the time, in 2020, at the time this game took place, it was a fucking museum ship. It would not work under its own power.
Me, when we use a fucking nearly century old, probably some parts at least are centuries old, or a century old, museum ship that has been out of commission for decades, and throw a bunch of malnourished youth on it and expect them to fight the big bad scary aliens.
Oh no, this wasn't aliens. Again, this is a paramilitary group.
Oh, the big bad scary Taliban.
The funniest fucking part was, I remind you how this is a submarine, and I said I know a little bit of military history because a lot of the world building project that I'm working on is military history, and I'm kind of an history nerd. Jamie, does the USS Iowa have any depth charges? No. Why would it have depth charges? A depth charge is the only counter a battleship has to a submarine.
So you're going to go fight a submarine with no ability to fight anything that's under the water.
Yes. He basically said that the U.S. government saw an elephant and sent
angry chimpanzees.
Sent 3 rabid, like, pit bulls, 3 rabid chihuahuas at this fucking elephant.
And expected it to go well.
And he tossed one of them a switchblade.
And this is like not just like some random shit. This is an extremely, extremely important military operation.
Yeah. Yes.
And they are really banking on this fucking chihuahua with a switchblade.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention, the USS Iowa in this had all of its main guns stripped. If I know when I say battleship, you can envision what a battleship looks like. You can envision all those guns. Like like they're outdated. Battleships look fucking cool. All of the guns, those massive turrets that like people can stand inside of, guns with barrels so big you can slide down them. All those were stripped out. Because instead, the U.S. government took this museum ship, this piece of American history, where the peace talks between the Empire of Japan and the United States at the end of World War II took place. They said, fuck that, we're going to remove all of the guns and we're going to replace them with railguns. Funny thing about battleships, and I think you need to know this, is those guns are not surface mounted. They go, like, almost all the way into the structure. There is, like, several stories below the top part of the gun, where things like, ammo is stored, or like the loading ports are, where people work and run the controls and all the mechanisms to make it rotate. That was all just pulled out and replaced with a fucking railgun.
Are railguns even like a thing?
They're prototypes.
What exactly are they? I've never understood fully.
A railgun... So railguns and coil guns are 2 different things, but basically 2 sides of the same coin. And basically what they are is it's basically a bunch of magnets that charge to... It use magnetism, like the magnetic charge to repel a solid projectile down the barrel.
Hmm.
So it works, in theory. There are real-world railguns. They work.
I actually didn't know that. I thought they were basically fictional.
They're not fictional. They do have prototypes. I think there's like 1 commercially available coil gun that you could buy, but it's kind of impractical. They're not practical for military use. The U.S. government said, yes, we will replace the USS Iowa's historic main guns, throw them in the garbage, and replace them with a fucking railgun.
Which is basically not real.
So
at least not practical.
Yeah. So we had 2 characters. We had 2 characters who could fly and 1 character who could teleport. My character couldn't. So my character was just sitting on the deck of the ship, looking at everyone else fight. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? My character's sitting here, college student, culinary student, sitting on deck, watching everyone go fight this submarine that for some reason is not doing submarine things and is instead fighting on the surface.
Don't you love when the entire conceit of your characters having any leeway is entirely based on the enemy being completely moronic?
Yes.
Me and my characters had basically nothing to do with the success of our party, and it's just entirely based on the enemy being dipshits.
So my character's sitting there, on deck of the USS Iowa, out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. There's a submarine, and my character's just watching everyone else fight. And the captain comes up. The guy in charge.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what are you doing? Well, I don't have anything I can do. I can't get over there. Unless you want me to swim in the Atlantic. No, we have something for you to do. What do you want me to do then? Go man the railgun. My brother in Christ, I am 27 years old. I am a college student. I am studying the culinary arts. I am from fucking Amiens in France. I don't even know half the fucking language you speak.
Oh yeah, you're French. You're not even a fucking... And you're on the U.S... Okay.
Yes, my friend is a foreign exchange student. My character is even an American citizen. I have never shot a gun in my life, and I have no training on how to use one. And you want to stick me on your highly advanced, highly prototyped piece of fucking machinery and expected me to do well. While there are people we're allied with downrange. Yeah, I mean, that's entirely reasonable. It's not hard to do.
But
Jamie,
you don't know.
I say out of character. Jamie, I say out of character. What makes the captain think that of anyone on this ship, my character, the French foreign exchange student with no qualifications in combat training, is the person that should be manning the probably extremely expensive, extremely dangerous railgun? I don't know.
Someone has to do it.
Someone has to do it. Then my character, I'll try putting on the accent actually. Then my character turns to the captain, and you say you wanted me to work on the railgun, yet do you not have a designated person to use the rail? Fuck, that's more German.
That's very German. I don't think you've ever met a French person. You literally live in Okay, whatever.
Whatever. I'll skip on the accent.
Yeah, probably for the best.
This is a battleship. You mean to tell me that there is not one person qualified enough to man that fucking gun that is not me? Why has that railgun not been shooting this entire time? Did you bring this gun, the ship out here? The main advantage of a battleship is having a fuck ton of guns. And you did not bring anyone to use those guns. Well, we didn't bring a gunner because we didn't have access to one.
What do you?
Why the fuck?
How did you not
have access to a gun?
How are college students and homeless children your best option?
My brother in Christ, you were not doing well and you were not doing well in terms of making the U.S. military look good.
Which is kind of funny, because that, from what I can tell, Jamie seems to be trying to fillet the U.S. military with this. Because it sure sounds like he just wants to do U.S. military fan fiction.
I think that military fan fiction is fucking badass.
But his is a little different.
Making it seem so fucking incompetent because he wants to complete fucking... It's like, I want to do the big-ass scene where the U.S. Iowa stops the bad guys. Wait, but the tabletop game and the characters aren't in the U.S. Navy. Why the fuck would they have the USS Iowa?
Well, you see... Shoehorn.
Stop asking questions.
They didn't have anyone to do the gunning.
They didn't have anyone to do the gunning, so a college student, get on there.
They've probably used a blowtorch for a creme brulee. That makes them suitable to use a railgun.
So what do you do for a living? Well, I mean, I made a beef Wellington last week in class. Perfect. Get on the prototype railgun. You know how to sear a steak? Take the flamethrower. It's basically the same thing. And then the fucking captain lets my character and says, "Well, I'm going to order you to get on the fucking railgun then." That's an order.
Who are
I
you
am
ordering?
not in the U.S. military. I am not. You do not outrank me. I'm not even a citizen in your country. You can't tell me what to fucking do. My brother in Christ, I am French. And also not in your chain of command. I'm not in any chain of command. I'm a fucking civilian brought onto this fucking boat. He got so fucking pissed off, he just gave up at that point. He could not fucking deal with it because he knows that I'll fucking win. He knows that I'll just fucking win the argument. But the fact that this motherfucker orders the person who knows nothing about artillery to man the prototype Gauss cannon, once again, while there are people downrange, is fucking stupid.
Yeah, let's get the basically child that has no idea what they're doing.
27 is a child.
Basically a child.
Yeah, 27. Yeah, 27 in the grand scheme of things is a child.
Basically
especially without a military training. Do you not have any personnel to man the gun?
No.
Do you have someone in like Bay who you can spare who at least knows how to shoot a pistol? that you could probably would do it better.
Nope, all dead.
Dead.
Check your Discord when you get a chance.
You fucker.
Look at yourself.
Whoa, look at this. Look at this
What is
thing.
season 2?
Look at this thing. Let me fucking insert where's like screen capture. Let me add a screen capture. Yeah. So you can see my horrifying setup. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay. Yeah. Look at this thing.
What are we looking at? Oh, you're sending a picture of it?
Look at that thing. No, I'm just showing it's the fucking video. Now I'm gonna save it. It's gonna be so cool. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Cecil drew Pip. Fucking the character,
go.
the bug. The bug.
Let's fucking go. They drew the bee.
He did draw the bee.
Then yeah, this stupid fucking thing. My character did nothing in that arc.
I do genuinely have to say that the whole concept that you've laid out in front of me is really funny to me. Just
Yeah,
everything about Jamie being so insistent on fucking having the U.S. military involved with these characters that you guys chose to play that have absolutely nothing to do with the scenario. He just decided that that's what needed to happen, and that's.
The funniest part
I
is,
almost respect how insane that is.
The funniest part is, as per the canon of the second campaign, Riley as a character had access to like ex-military assets. Because, like, literally forming a paramilitary company. So my character could just sit and snap fingers and say, "All right, U.S. military, go." Oh, you can't do it now. I don't want the U.S. military. What about the German military? No. My brother in Christ, I built my character to be able to call in artillery strikes. Can I call in a fucking artillery strike? No. They're busy. Busy doing what? That was another funny thing, is
every single military personnel on the planet, except for the the captain, not even admiral, of this one ship, this one individual ship, everyone else is busy playing like fucking blackjack or something.
They're in their fucking idle animation.
They're in their idle animation. Nobody's shot yet. They haven't woken up.
They haven't been hit. The area isn't loaded. But yeah, Riley as a character's entire shtick was being able to call in support from military assets, so things like, airstrikes and artillery support, and never actually got to do that very often. I think we did it like twice. I built my character to call in airstrikes. Why can't I airstrike this thing? All Riley's personnel are busy.
Says who? I don't know if that's his choice to make. I mean, it kinda is, but also, like, what the fuck? Ooh. Ugh. I'm out of ammo, fuck, for like everything. Are you talking? Because you're silent. Oh god, Nerb's vanished from existence. Nerb.
Sorry. Yeah, no, it was not his choice to make. Also, busy what? At this point, this paramilitary group was not doing anything. You mean to tell me that there isn't one fucking person on an artillery post? One person in the air nearby who can just...
On the planet.
One person who can just, like, take 5 minutes and go strike this fucking building? No. No, everyone's busy. Listen, Jamie. My character owns this paramilitary company. My character is their fucking god. If my character says, strike this position, that is not we don't have anyone capable of doing that.
That's get someone.
That is move heaven and fucking earth to make it happen. It is like if you're like sitting at an artillery piece, and like you get a phone call, and it's the fucking president who says, "Yeah, fire on this coordinate." You can't tell him no.
And if you do, you get fired, and then you don't have enough money to feed your family.
The funny thing is that Jamie pulled out, military incompetence with Riley's paramilitary group as well.
Yeah?
So it's just like, okay, so there's someone breaking into the manor. Like, your manor? Alright, are the sentry guns activated? No. Why not? We forgot.
Why were they turned off?
Why were they turned off? We have no reason to keep them off. We didn't have visitors. Why were they turned off? We're gonna sweep the place. So Riley comes out and starts looking. Oh yeah, they're sweeping the place. Alright, how are they dressed? Well, in their basic uniforms. Where is your combat armor? Where is your night vision? Why are you wielding a pistol? You are my personal fucking bodyguards. You are protecting the person running the most important paramilitary group on this fucking planet, and you're running around with fucking 9mm handguns. Well, you want us to go to the armory? That isn't your fucking training to go get the biggest guns you have. I'm sitting up on the roof with binoculars to see if I can see the guy. Why are you on the roof with binoculars? To see if I can see the guy. Why do you have binoculars? Because I need to see the guy. And then what are you going to do if you see the guy? Radio in to go get him? You are in a high vantage point, where you suspect that at any point you could see the intruder. Uh-huh. And you are equipped with binoculars. Mm-hmm. Private, what's your name? Oh, he gives Riley his name. Private Jenkins, go to the armory, grab a marksman rifle, and resume what you're fucking doing. And in the event you see the intruder, radio in their position, and shoot the fucker! Your job is not reconnaissance. Your job is to shoot fuckers who break the rules. And this motherfucker's breaking the rules, so do your fucking job!
He's not just breaking the rules, he's being a meanie.
I remember in the final arc when we were assaulting the last aliens, we could not, use nuclear strikes because they were immune to them.
What do you mean they were immune to nuclear strikes?
They just shot the missiles down. All of them. All 50 of them.
How?
They had a defense laser.
Magic. Magic is what I'm hearing.
So,
does he know how to run a D&D game? I know the answer, but why did anyone ever tolerate him? Was he always this bad?
Yes, he always was this bad. I don't know how the fuck I put up with it. So I remember in the final session, or one of the finals, the final session, the party, Riley summoned forth the military to go raid the aliens. Yeah, brought mainly a mechanized battalion. Tanks. Fucking tanks. So as your military is driving down the road, half of them gets obliterated in 5 seconds by landmines.
In 5
in 5 seconds, you mean to tell me that it's just instantaneously landmines? Not one tank hits not one of the advanced mine detecting sensors picks up a landmine and what you can do that? Yes, that is how military convoys work. They have fucking things they have fucking scanners that keep track of that look for landmines. How do they work? Magnets detect the electronic systems within the landmine. They use magnets and they detect the electronic systems within the landmine, and also check for disturbed ground visually. So they use radar. They use sonar. Oh well, these landmines were made by the aliens. They don't use metal. They don't use electronics, and they don't use and they were buried really well, so they couldn't be seen. So the aliens have landmines that give the exact same sonar profile as sand. As sand.
Aliens.
Jamie, this caravan, this military convoy, is driving on a paved road. How the fuck did the aliens bury a landmine and then leave it without there being an obvious hole where a landmine was buried in the pavement? If I buried a landmine on a main road, it'd be blatantly fucking obvious where it was, because you can't just lift a chunk of pavement off and then dig. You have to break the fucking pavement apart.
Maybe they digged from the side. Got in from the side. And then also, how would the landmine go off?
Fine. Let's say hypothetically, fine. If it's fine, you have these magic landmines that detonate under pavement. Fine. If a tank rolls over it. Fine. If one vehicle rolls over it, if the lead vehicle in the convoy gets hit by a landmine,
everyone else stops.
One, it's a tank. It doesn't fucking care. If it hits the landmine, it'll be fine. It's a tank.
Is that true?
Especially considering, well, okay. How convoys would work in a situation like this, where if you don't know if there's landmines or not, there would be an mine-resistant armored vehicle leading the way. A vehicle that is specifically designed to take a landmine and walk it off.
Mm.
So, fine, the convoy hits the landmine. They realize that this road is mined, and they take a different path. And they'll basically set up a mine clearing vehicle. Which is basically, they basically just take it has a big ass fork on the roof that folds down, sticks it in the dirt, and it just flies. And for every landmine, it blows up. Far enough away from the vehicle that it doesn't actually do any damage.
That's kind of cool.
No, it hit the half the convoy at one.
That's not... What?
Jamie, how do you think a convoy works?
Isn't his entire thing that he's, like, really into, like, military stuff? Does he not? Does he not know this?
Jamie, tell me quick, ain't that a kick in the head? But also, tell me, real quick, how does a landmine work? If you hit a landmine, what does it blow up? What hit the landmine? And we ended up having this stupid discussion for 15 minutes until he finally fucking said, "Fine, they aren't landmines. They were a set explosive." Fine, whatever. There's no way to detect these IEDs. They were just buried in the pavement. Fine. They have half the convoy that's left. Gets put under fire by the aliens. Okay, can we get a... Alright, how many aliens are there? What are they equipped with? Oh, they have rifles. They have, like, energy rifles. They're shooting armored vehicles with the equivalent of a fucking laser pointer. Imagine shooting a brick wall with a laser. It's not going to go too well.
What if they're really strong?
This is a laser that a person can carry. That an alien can carry.
Yeah. Doomguy can hold a really strong laser cannon.
Dude, this isn't Doomguy. These are fucking scrawny.
Why are people
aliens
setting off fireworks on fucking at 9:22 p.m. on August 17th? Why are... I don't know if you can hear that, but there are fireworks going off. I guess someone's having, like, a really cool cookout.
Okay, fine, I say, to Jamie.
You do not care.
I mean, the fireworks.
You're in your own little fucking world right now, Nerb.
I'm pissed.
You're very autistic.
Fine, I say. Where are they? Oh, they're up on a hill, like, 50 meters away. Okay, 50 meters, you say. The tanks that are in the convoy rotate and charge the unprotected infantry. The aliens run away. Do you know how fast a modern main battle tank can go? These guys aren't getting away. Oh, the aliens are really fast. Like, they can run faster than a tank. Okay, the tanks crest the hill, see the aliens running away, and the guys pop out of the hatches, grab the 50 cals, and open fire with the machine gun.
My cat's freaking out a little bit about the fireworks.
Comfort the kitty. Comfort kitty.
Cecil's petting him, and I'm, like, cuddled up a little bit. Maybe it's the aliens setting off the fireworks because they successfully escaped the very slow tanks, apparently.
Yeah, the tanks that are like World War One era, and not tanks that are specifically designed to go like.
Jamie would do that. He would give you World War One era tanks.
No, but he tried to give my character World War One era rifle. Your military can't shoot that fast. They're armed with rifles.
Why?
What? It's a rifle. What the fuck do you mean? They're rifles. They shoot really slow. Jamie, what year is it? It is it's like 2025. Jamie, what do you think my guys are equipped with? Well, bolt action rifles. It is the 21st century, Jamie. We have machine guns. We have assault rifles. And you think my character gave people bolt actions? Well, yeah, because that's what your character would have access to. My character can manufacture tanks. I don't think building an AR-15 is above what the military can do here. Fine, whatever. So anyway, we have this stupid fucking argument. He literally tries to argue that an alien with cybernetic augments can run faster than a 50 caliber bullet.
Yeah?
I had to pull up statistics and tell him, no, we fucking can't, because that's supersonic. And if he ran supersonic, even if he could physically run supersonic, everything on his body would fucking break. And he's like, no, they're aliens, they have advanced technology, they could do that. I don't care what advanced technology they have, they can't fucking outrun a 50 cal. Because they can take it with their energy shields. No, they fucking can't. They're able to take a handful of them, eventually that shield's gonna get worn down by 50 caliber rounds that are capable of punching through light armor. So anyway, the Republic shoots them and goes to go check their technology to see if it reverse engineering it. Oh, it's on fire. Okay, then pour water on it. That doesn't put it out. Use a fucking fire extinguisher. That doesn't put it out. What? The fire's blue. The fire's blue. Oh, it's blue fire? Well, it's just hot. Okay, fire extinguisher. That doesn't work. I told you that. So the equipment all burns. Which doesn't matter too much, it's all narrative anyway, but Jamie, I say to him, how are we meant to put this fire out? Because water didn't work, flame retardants didn't work, what would have worked? Oh, you had to light it on fire.
What?
What? Yeah, this is anti-fire. You have to burn things to put the fire out.
That's not a thing.
So the cure to something being on is to light it on fire. Yeah, it's anti-fire.
That's not real.
It's alien technology. It doesn't fucking matter if it's real or not.
It's not real.
So these aliens have figured out a fire that physically cannot be extinguished outside of more fire.
Yeah. And he told no one about that and expected you just to figure it out.
And why the fuck aren't they weaponizing this? A flamethrower with this would be fucking devastating. Because it can clearly melt titanium. They didn't think about that. I am not a military strategist, and I can see that a fire that's capable of melting steel would make a fucking devastating flamethrower. Fuck this fucking stupid fucking asshole.
I'm glad you don't associate with him anymore. He seems like he was driving you insane. Is driving you insane.
Yeah. It's like, this is fucking psychological torture. I'm gonna be like 80 years old, suffering from fucking dementia in my hospital bed, and the nurse is gonna come in and be like, Nerb, would you like some orange juice? I'm gonna say, the fucking aliens! They fucking set up the landmines!
That's nice, buddy. Do you want your evening pill now?
You can't outrun a 50 caliber bullet!
Yeah, buddy, I know. Do you want to watch your baseball now?
The nurse turns to the doctor like, was he like a war veteran? No, worse. He survived Jamie's campaign.
I sent you a bug, Nerb.
The bee.
It's a very good bug.
Where are the pants? Where are their pants?
They don't wear pants.
Why not?
Bugs don't wear pants.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
When?
When did I ask?
Right now.
Oh, I did? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. But, like, Jamie tries to be obsessed with military history, but like, when it comes to military history, he looks at statistics. That's about it. He can tell you how fast a specific tank can drive, what caliber of gun it uses, what engine it uses, how many crew it has, but like, okay, Jamie, how effective was this tank? Tank nerds, this is a community that I sometimes listen to because I find their spats funny, have this thing of have the statistic from World War II. For every one Tiger tank, German Tiger, that was knocked out, there were 3 American German tanks knocked out. This statistic is bullshit because it is cherry-picked. Because Germans only qualify a tank as knocked out if it needs to be sent back to the factory to be repaired. Americans say a tank is knocked out if it can't drive under its own power. If it can be field repaired, fine. It's still considered knocked out. So yeah, of course there's gonna be if you're comparing 2 things, and one of their things is more vague than the other, like if one of the comparisons you're making, if one side's requirement to being considered is more vague than the other, of course one side's gonna have more numbers. It's gonna have larger fucking values. Jamie falls into that camp of but the Sherman has worse stats. It has less armor and a smaller gun, so therefore it's worse than the fucking Tiger. He's a fucking loser. Also, he's just a fucking Varibu.
Oh,
that same campaign. That same campaign, he tried to justify something stupid.
That's such a fucking red flag.
We had a tank battle at one point, and it was one M1 Abrams tank, a modern U.S. battle tank, versus a German Tiger tank from World War II. Why is the well? First things first. The real question is, why the fuck is there a Tiger in Wyoming? Why is there a fully functioning German Tiger tank, complete with ammunition and a trained crew, in fucking Wyoming?
No one lives in Wyoming.
Apparently a Tiger crew does.
It's a training ground. Also, please enlighten the audience on what a Varibu is, because
right.
they might as well just be Nazis. I'd say at least a good half of them are Nazis.
A Varibu is a so if you when I say weeaboo, I'm sure a lot of people know what that is. And a Varibu is basically a weeaboo but for German, and mainly World War II era Germany.
Yeah, I think maybe the half estimate for them being Nazis might be a little conservative.
Yeah, like there's also, but it's specifically World War II era Germany, because there's also the Kaiserboot, which are like Verabus, but they like World War I era Germany or before. And World War I era Germany is kind of fucking based, not gonna lie. Like the mustard gas was cringe and all, but
Hey, who hasn't dabbled before?
we'll get there when we get there. But
No,
anyway,
we're gonna do some mustard gassing later? Fuck yeah.
There's a Tiger and an Abrams. And Jamie tries to explain, okay, the Tiger shoots the Abrams and the Abrams just is destroyed. Now, anyone who knows anything about tanks knows that's completely bullshit. Because the Abrams is equipped with what's called reactive armor, which is extremely modern. The Tiger has steel plate. Now, I know you don't understand tanks, so reactive armor is basically when a shell hits a tank, what reactive armor does is it basically creates a counter explosion in order to basically deflect some of the force from the initial explosion from the shell. Whereas basically all World War II era tank does, like the Tiger does, is it's basically just a big ass sheet of metal.
Mm-hmm.
The reactive armor goes off and the Abrams be fine. No, it's a Tiger, it can penetrate through it. No, it fucking can't. Where does it hit? Oh, it hits the gap between the turret and the main structure. Did you even roll to hit? Let me. Yeah, I know it hits. And it's just a one-shot. Not, the turret's knocked out. No, it's knocked out. Fuck you. Fine, I say, out of character. The tank is still fine. I mean, the turret can't traverse. It's knocked out. The crew's climbing out of it, but Riley pulls out her two-way radio. Okay, what you doing? I want gas, concentrated gas in this coordinates. Fire it, Will.
No, not Will.
Yeah, that fucking tiger. That entire enemy position got filled with mustard gas. He tried to argue that, they would survive in a tiger tank.
How? It's not airtight.
It's not airtight. They have gas masks in there. They're gonna operate a tank with gas masks on?
Wouldn't you be basically blind?
Basically. Of course, they get to point and laugh and say, okay, so the tank crew's busy? Mm-hmm. Good, everyone knows what to do then. If the tank is stopping, everyone's gonna pull out their fucking anti-tank launchers and shoot that fucking thing.
No.
Once again, more arguments of, a tiger could survive that, but everyone's just like, Jamie, shut the fuck up. It's just let him fucking destroy the tank.
It is just a tank.
So much into it. It is just a fucking tank. It is an outdated tank from like 70 fucking years ago, 80 fucking years ago.
Just because your fucking darling shoebrush mustache man made it doesn't mean it's exactly gonna be invincible. I mean, he wasn't invincible.
Nope.
Hey, Casanova. Oh, you stupid little kitty. What do you have to say for yourself?
He says the M1 Abrams is based and the Tiger is cringe because it is German. And Jamie likes it.
Nerb. Casanova doesn't know what tanks are. He doesn't know what money is. He doesn't know what governments are. Casanova's never heard of a tax.
Yeah, he does. I told him. I informed him. He's actually a chartered registered accountant.
Is that so, Cassie? He's staring at me with huge eyes. He's fucking terrified. He thinks you're full of shit.
I'm gonna punt that fucking cat for lying.
Hey, honey, Nerb just threatened to kick our cat.
Not the baby.
No, I threatened to punt your cat.
Sorry.
It's a very
Punt.
Well, make sure it doesn't actually.
Score a field goal with the kitty.
No! He's fat. He wouldn't fly that far. He's like, I don't even know how heavy he is, but he's a chunky boy. And he's certainly not aerodynamic.
At least 15 pounds.
He's really big.
He's a fat fuck.
He's such a fat fuck. I love him.
Fat fuck Friday. Well, I guess that was yesterday.
Nah, it's Fat Fuck Friday right now.
Spiritually, it's Fat Fuck Friday.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to release Thin Fuck Tuesday. Thin Twat Tuesday.
Thin Twink Tuesday.
I'm not a thin twink. I'm a thin twat.
You're a twink.
I'm not a twink.
Have you seen yourself?
Yes.
Now here's the point where I scroll up to your selfie and dox you, and I fucking show your identity on camera.
Yeah, this is Nerb. He lives at
Yeah. This right here. This is Nerb. Where's my fucking? I'm pulling it up. It's definitely not the image of the Minecraft moth you had earlier. This is Nerb. What? What is happening? Transform. Reset transform. There we go.
Yeah, this is
Nerb. That's Nerb right there. That's what he looks like in real life.
This is Nerb. He lives at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington D.C.
You should send airstrikes there.
You should send threatening letters to those addresses, complete with your full legal name and address.
Yeah. Send a pipe bomb. It'll go well. Make sure to leave lots of DNA on it.
Make sure to lick it.
It'll add Toxic damage.
It'll add poison damage.
It'll make it a bioweapon.
You get fucking imagine like fucking like deep throwing a pipe bomb to cover it in spit and then setting it off to infect people with HIV. But this fucking bomb goes off, you don't die. It's just, oh, I have AIDS now.
Did you hear Tinky Winky died from AIDS recently?
What?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Tinky Winky's fucking dead.
Tinky Winky is fucking dead. He fucking died from AIDS. Oh god.
I'll be going to the funeral. What about you?
Tinky Winky still has some fucking money. Just the silence speaks volumes. Nerb, why does Tinky Winky from Teletubbies owe you money? He knows what he did, I say, grabbing a baseball bat. That fuck had it too good for too long.
So, Nerb, are there any more fun facts you want to share about the Twat saga?
The M2 Browning heavy machine gun, which was introduced in the 1930s, is still in use in the 2600s. It's the 27th century, and they're still using a gun from the 1930s because it's just good. It works.
Uh-huh.
It is called the stick. It is commonly called the stick, and 50 caliber ammunition is commonly called stones, because Albert Einstein once said, "I know not what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." Hence the Browning M2 machine gun, because the Browning M2 is eternal. I'm not a Yankaboo. What the fuck are you talking about?
Nerb.
Yes, there is terminology for all of for a bunch of nationalities in terms of like the whole like weeaboo thing.
Nerb.
The Americans. Oh yeah. Sorry. The Americans are freeaboos.
Oh god.
It used to be tankaboo, but they've rid of freeaboo, and then the British are teaboos.
Please don't pull a fucking J. Michael with having extremely outdated tech used 700 years in the future.
It's upgraded. It's not like a one for one.
Okay.
You like upgrade it. But...
So like how his Tiger is immune to damage and fucking one shots at anything.
Yeah, no, it's the basic principles of a Browning M2, but it's upgraded.
But now it's made with space steel.
Yeah, it's made out of like titanium alloys, so it's more durable.
You could do that nowadays.
Shut the fuck up.
But what if it was made from Riley Watt's fucking like leftover bodies, so that it's like a celebrity?
Flesh gun.
Well, no, but like the like robo bodies. It's like a celebrity. It's like whenever one of her bodies has to die, it gets like auctioned off.
It gets auctioned off, and someone like Gunsmith turns it into a fucking gun.
Dude, that's like I'm gonna take credit for this. That's a great fucking world building right there. You should definitely have that.
I do like
her bodies get like fucking really sought after.
They're like really sought after because like if she can't retreat, because the government wants them back so they can turn the parts back into it, but people want them because like they're the bodies of like you're basically your god queen. It's not like it's not like Warhammer levels of warship, but like people do like the prime minister. She's an asshole. I say dictator, but like it's not like an awful place to live. They have socialism.
Whoa.
Healthcare is free, and housing is provided.
So who would win between her and Liberty Prime?
She cannot die. She'll just come back.
I'm sure the giant fucking capitalism bot made out of junk metal can fucking kill the planet-sized supercomputer. Who? Okay.
With infinite life.
Better question. Who would win between her and M from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream?
They would breed.
What?
They would breed.
And their child is HAL 9000. Sort of like a mix between the two.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dad.
Clean your room, goddammit! Clean your virtual room.
Clean your chat room.
But Dad!
Afraid I can't do that, Dad. Just imagine. I just love the fucking idea though of like it's this planet-sized supercomputer, and if you happen to like interface with her directly in it, it's just like this massive fucking screen that shows her face. It's just a fucking Scottish accent.
Oh God. Oh, and so she really is Demo Man.
She really is a drunk Scottish Cyclops.
Watches. There's just like, at some point in the story, she's just like on her big screen, and then somebody throws a rock and like knocks out her right eye.
My God.
But it's like obviously she can like, her like visual like face can just move away from the crack, but the crack just lines up perfectly with her eye.
It lines up perfectly with the eye to look like an eye patch. She doesn't fucking move because it looks badass. I'm a black white Scottish Cyclops. They got
Virtual Scottish Cyclops.
They got more tiger tanks in the whole of Wisconsin than they got the likes of me.
I thought it was Wyoming.
Yeah, it's in Wyoming. They got more tiger tanks in the whole of Wyoming than they got the likes of me.
I don't think they have any more of anything in Wyoming.
Wyoming, like it's commonly said, Wyoming is a chunker. Wyoming is a terrain bug.
See, okay, so I'm from Indiana, and my friends, when I was younger, we kind of had like this joke where Indiana isn't real. You just like step into this area, and then suddenly you like pass out, and everything you think is Indiana is just a lucid dream. Wyoming's like that.
Wyoming is actually
Wyoming is a cognito hazard.
Wyoming is where the SCP Foundation stores all their shit.
Yeah. No one there to fucking see it.
Wyoming is where the moon landing was faked.
Anyway, SCP-2521... Ah! Anyway, Nerb, what was that about, stomach acid?
Right. So imagine, if you will, a world where you only had one bit of stomach acid in your stomach, and you could not produce any more. So if you threw up on the ground, you would have to shuffle it all back into your mouth and ram it down your stomach with a ramrod, like you're a musket.
You really want to be a musket, don't you? You want someone to pour black powder down your throat.
I am a nerd for home defense, and that's what the founding fathers intended.
Because you're such a twink, they can just grab you by their hands, cock you, and fucking...
They're not gonna grab me by my anything if they're gonna be fucking weird.
Cocking you? Do you not want to be cocked?
No.
Are you sure? What about racked?
No.
I thought I gave you my new number. Oh wait, you do have my number. I ended up keeping the one. It's the same
The
one.
one?
The one?
The one?
So I'll send you that one.
Holy shit, the one? Is that a reference to the hit game Fallout New Vegas?
The fucking Matrix. It's the Matrix.
It's a reference to Fallout New Vegas.
Fallout New Matrix.
Fallout New Matrix.
I've never given a shit about the Matrix. That's like...
Okay.
There are some, like...
Is your surgery?
There are some, like, shows and, like, movies that are really popular culturally that I just can't give a shit about. And The Matrix is one of them.
Yes, Star Wars.
Up in the air on that one.
I like Star Wars well enough. Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball just sucks.
Anime in general has just never really stuck out to me. I watched Pokemon when I was younger, and I watched Beyblade, and that was it. I never watched any, like, traditional anime.
My favorite part of Beyblade is when the guy says, "Let it rip," and then I open fire with my automatic 9mm submachine gun into the arena and blow his Beyblade to hell.
My favorite part of Beyblade is when Moses parted the Red Sea with a bay wheel.
The Beyblade. My favorite part of Pokemon is when John Pokemon said it's catch 'em all time and proceeded to catch all the Pokemon.
Hey, Nerb. What was that about, Stomach acid?
Hey, Nerb. What was that about? Stomach acid? 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 What was that about? Stomach acid Hey, Nerb, what's up?
Hey Nerb, how do you get a how do you get a Pikachu onto a bus?
How do you get a peek? What's the punchline?
You Pokemon.
You can't see it, but I am currently miming loading a shotgun and raising it to the roof of my mouth.
Oh yeah, Nerb. Remember what happened in the schizophrenic episode where I wasn't real and only you ended up being recorded?
Yes.
Remember how I told a really long joke and it didn't get recorded?
Yes.
Should I do it again?
It'd be very funny.
I don't think I have the energy to do that right now, but it will happen at some point. It has to.
You will. You will do it next episode. It'll just be like a little bit of just like you telling that joke.
Yeah. Make that a clip.
Like a clip.
Post it on the MOTHCAST Clips channel where we post all our epic moments that happen in the episodes we record once every 3 months. Remember when we were supposed to do these weekly?
No.
I hope we can at some point, but everything sucks.
The world sucks. We should just leave.
Just go somewhere else.
Thankfully, these people at these really nice plays, these like scientist guys, they were all like, "Yo, you should join us and we'll like make your life better and everything." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Yeah. What are you guys about?" It's like, "Oh yeah, we're Scientology." It's like, "Well, yeah, they're scientists. Cool."
Yeah.
There actually is a church of Scientology not far from where I live.
I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, like it's like a physical location that I walk past on the way to work, and I just feel fucking weird whenever I walk past it.
You should.
Like I feel fucking like threatened.
It's funny because Scientology is like a grift.
A cult.
It's all a grift. Like
It's a fucking cult. All cults are
okay.
grift.
Do you know like what they believe in?
No. No one does.
They believe in this like concept that's like a thing that's inside you that's like bad and you have to clear it out every now and then. And the only way to clear it out is to
I have something inside my body that's bad and I need to clear it every now and then too. It's called my fucking bladder.
Shit. Oh. Close enough. But the only way to clear out these things, these like fucking Therians or whatever, that's just an identity. The way you get the Therians and the otherkin and the furries out of your body is by going to a like Scientology like leader and paying like $5,000 to get them to like flush them out with a machine that's basically just like a machine that goes beep boop and it's like, yep, you're good now. So
okay, I figure. This is just Hubology from Fallout.
Yeah?
Yeah, Hubology is. I just realized that Hubology I knew was a Scientology reference. I should have caught on to that. Like I knew it was a Scientology reference, I just didn't know exactly what was Scientology.
So is that like how it works in Fallout, whatever the hell you're talking about?
There's a machine that you have. There's in Fallout 4. There's a group, the Hubologists, and you need to go to them, and they're like, "We'll clear your neurodyne. They're evil and make you fucked up. But if you give us a fuck ton of money, we'll remove them for you."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you gotta pay, I think it's like a total of like 50,000 caps, which is currency, in order to get it. In order to do the entire treatment, all 10 levels of it.
Which I would assume does jack shit.
Actually, you get a temporary intelligence buff for some fucking reason.
Maybe they're just correct. Maybe maybe Bethesda is just saying Scientology is correct and you should follow them.
maybe it's
you get smarter.
You get an intelligence boost. Wait, you get an intelligence boost. I should join Scientology.
Yeah, I think you should. And then when you escape from Scientology, no, you don't. They will follow you to the ends of the fucking earth.
Not if I had anything to say about it, and I do. I'm gonna say the T word. 12 gauge.
I thought it was going to be tits.
Tits. Tits, boobs, even.
Bosom.
Titties, if you'd be so inclined. Memories, if you will.
The one thing that can scare Nerb more than anything else. Boobies. Killbines.
Killbines. Listen, all right, it's a fucking miracle that I don't have a kill button and realize I'd probably use this. I used it at a comedic moment and then fucking die.
It's like we would like fist bump and you'd explode.
But there's no respawning in real life. I'm just dead.
We have your funeral and we're just like, it was for the bit. It's worth it.
It was Nerb. I would do anything for the bit. He lived. He died as he lived for the bit.
On your gravestone, it just has the joke that you told in the schizophrenic episode. There's a door made of emerald, so he pulls out the emerald key, and then behind that there's a door made of iron, so he pulls out the iron key. And there's a door made of sponge, and he pulls out the sponge key.
Door made of ice cream, and he pulls out the ice cream key. The door made of doors, and he pulls out a door key.
Although the door key needs to be open, so in order to open the door key, he pulls out the key made out of emerald, because the first key is made out of emerald on the door key. So then...
And he lives until, as he opens this door, the man sees something so wonderful. Sees the wonderful source of all this sound, but I can't tell you what it is because you're not a monk.
You got cut off, so I guess the joke doesn't make sense anymore. You're not a You're not a Mormon.
You're not a Mormon.
I can't tell you because you haven't converted to the fucking... What is it, Latter-day Saints? That's what they're actually called?
I can't tell you because you're not a monkey.
Jimmy Colon 3 knows.
Jimmy Colon 3 knows the punchline. Do 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 do.
Boom, boom.
You know what I need to do?
Play balloons.
I need to give a nickname to. I need to give a nickname to the mermonkey.
Yeah, mine is you do not recognize.
Yeah, you already told me that.
You do not recognize the bodies in the water.
I recognize the bodies in the water.
No, the fuck you don't.
Yes, I do.
Stupid little
Look.
ingrate.
You fucking asshole.
Why didn't they buff Rosalia?
Buff Rosalia?
They should have buffed Rosalia if they didn't. I don't think they did.
They should buff They should buff Rosalia. They should give her 999,999 damage, which is multiplied by her level.
I agree. I think.
And they should also make it that whenever she says a voice line, all the balloons instantly die.
So all you have to do is like keep touching her, and whenever she says "I love you," everyone dies, including all the other monkeys. It's just you two left. Just Rosalia.
The map
just
is
Rosalia.
gone.
Just Rosalia.
Anything for you, my queen. She's still in the fucking. She's still in the fucking profile picture. She's still staring.
She is in fact still there.
I tried removing her, but she just came back.
That's where she lives now.
She needs a place of residence.
The king, what is it? The king of India lives in Zanzibar now. That's just where he lives. Or whatever the fuck that line was. I haven't seen the history of the entire world in a very long time.
The history of the entire Rosalia, I guess.
In update 46.0 or whatever it was, she existed, and now she's here. Like and subscribe, everybody.
I love the funny jetpack monkey.
My favorite things are the newest season of The Simpsons, water without any ice, and dirt. See you all in Street Fighter V, everybody.
Oh.
My favorite things are red balloons, dart monkey without any cross-pathing, and logs. See you all in BTD 7, everybody.
I fucking love the jetpack monkey. Listen, if they wanted the jetpack, if they didn't want me to love the jetpack monkey, they should have made the jetpack monkey stupid. Are you telling me a shrimp fried this rice?
No, that's actually an egg that fried that rice.
An egg fried this rice?
We look into the kitchen, and it's just somebody who doesn't know they're trans yet.
Is that what you call it? Is that what like a slang term for people who don't know their trans is?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Eggs. And then when they like
Funny
figure
when
it
you
out,
look
they
at it.
say their eggs cracked.
You look in there and it's just Nerb. Wait.
Oh,
What am I doing there? Oh, I'm not transgender.
suddenly boobs show up on his chest. And, and as the lore states, he's terrified. Me,
He's like grabbing the fucking chef's knife, like cutting them off.
me when Nerb goes on estrogen, then he has to see boobs on his chest and he gets a breast reduction.
Breastrogen.
Titty skittles.
The titty sauce. The utility of boobies makes up for it. You can put things in there. You could insert like a pencil.
Yeah,
It's tactical.
you can put like you can put drinks in there. It's like a cup holder.
It's a cup holder, exactly.
Do you think I'm joking? It's like a real thing people do.
I thought that was just a fucking anime thing. Where
No.
you did that it's like a film thing.
No, you can fucking squish the bobas together and then make a cup holder. It's like a thing.
That sounds fucking funny.
Yeah. Now you want
It's like
boobs. You'll have to get over your phobia.
Nah, I'll just have like cybernetic cup holder installed.
You just put on like blinders right below your eyes so you never have to see them.
Like a fucking just a fucking like it's a cone like a vet cone like you put on a dog.
You just can't see them, otherwise you'll go feral. Gnawing on your tits until they come off. It's like a bull with a red fucking handkerchief.
Flag. Like look over, see a woman, and just immediately draw like a fucking like a hacksaw.
You ever seen that one video of this like American soldier walking at some like kids in the Middle East, and then he just suddenly gets down on all fours and sprints at them?
Yes, I have. I fucking love that video.
Just like that, but with women in general. That's you. You want them to gnaw their tits off. Why are we having this conversation? Why is this something that's happening?
No, because it's not with my teeth. I use a hacksaw. I'm a civilized human being.
Oh yeah, like Medic TF2. Medic Gaming! Oh my god.
I'm gonna trans everyone's gender.
If you have a dick, it's gone. If you have tits, they're gone.
If you have a vagina, I'll put on a rubber glove, reach in there, and turn it inside out like a fucking
Prolapse?
turn it inside out like a shirt.
Then cut that off.
Then cut that off.
No
one is safe.
Fucking... That's what happens if we take your no dicks sign and then just put it on the outside world. SCP-2521 just comes out, steals everyone's dicks.
That's just Jay. It's just me with a fucking kitchen knife.
I thought it was a hacksaw. I thought you were a fucking gentleman about it.
Wielding. Like imagine a serial killer walking towards you with a fucking hacksaw, but I just like cut off your tits. But it's like cartoonish, like they just pop off.
They just like below them are just like flat like male pectorals,
Yes.
and they make funny little pop noises.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even take them. He just removes them, like lets you keep them, and then walks away.
Like here's a souvenir to remember me by.
Doesn't even
Walks off.
hurt.
Yeah, just
My cat is running into a paper bag now because he does that.
if I had a if imagine how funny it would be if like your penis made a noise every time you got an erection.
A foghorn.
I was gonna say the ultimate sound is the
Uber-charged noise when you come.
I am fully
Doctor!
Are you sure this will work? I am no. It just plays the entirety of Meet the Medic
Every time you come.
every time you come.
Like, and everyone knows it too. Like you go to the bathroom at work, you're like, hey, guys, sorry, I think I need to go. And then everyone just hears,
Just fucking closes, just fucking starts playing.
Some doves start flying out of the bathroom.
Just open the fucking stall door and there's just doves alongside it. I was gonna say, you see a really hot woman, and you're in the set, and she just looks at you, and you look at her, and she just hears.
Is that implying that you're ejecting something? You get hard and your previous cock flies off.
Just fucking...
You need to reload it.
You need to reload it. Like, oh shit. Oh shit. Dude, your dick fell off. What the fuck? You're just like pulling at another one, just like attaching it.
Do it like a Commander Carl reload video.
Your Commander Carl reload video just for a human penis.
Nice cock!
No, when it pings, the balls fall off. You gotta attach new ones.
you put in a little pump and just go.
It just fall off. You load it. Just like grab the end of the penis and squish it down a little bit, and it just clicks.
Yeah, you put it against the body, and then you do a little twist, and you hear a nice little
clunk.
Sometimes I pick up my cat, face his ass towards people, and then like cock him like a shotgun.
Yeah, as God intended.
Yeah.
I had a cat from defense. That's what Founding Fathers intended.
Throw him at the intruders and watch them get scratched.
And that's when I reached for the 280 bore elephant gun.
Cecil and I want pets.
Heisenberg?
Yeah, we want like a parrot or a like cockatiel or something, and we want to call it Heisenberg.
Heisenberg. Is it just for the pun?
Teach it to say things like, "You're goddamn right. I am the danger."
We need to cook.
My name is Walter Hartwell White. And we want... We haven't settled on exactly what the animal should be, but we are kind of interested in the idea of like a terrified little like shivering chihuahua with intense separation anxiety named Walter White. Preferably a female one.
Walter White.
Cecil wants to call it Wally for short.
Wally.
And preferably some other Breaking Bad themed ones too, like maybe another chihuahua or a cat or something named Jesse Pinkman, and you can just call it like Pinky or something. Saul Goodman, our crab. our hermit crab, Saul Goodman. My hermit crab, Saul Goodman. Oh, you don't want to be associated with him. I thought Saul Goodman was your little meow meow. I thought you want to fuck him.
I do not.
You don't want to fuck Saul Goodman?
You know I don't. You're just saying that.
Prove it.
I don't want to. Why are you saying that?
I'll hold an image of Saul Goodman in front of you and see if you get hard.
I won't.
I want a published paper with MLA citation.
Cecil, Nerb said that he wants a published paper with MLA citation.
Why would you say that about me?
You weren't even in high school. You don't even know what MLA formatting is. It's bullshit.
Okay.
Cecil didn't go to high school?
Nah, it's a whole thing.
Was Cecil did Cecil hatch fully developed?
Cecil hatched at like this age.
This is true.
It just came out of like
generated.
It was like
It's not like I remember my childhood.
I mean, I first talked to him in March, so I think he just like came out of an egg sometime in like October.
What's he been doing since then?
What's that?
What has he been doing since then? Terrorizing the local populace? He's been eating squirrels.
Have you been eating squirrels while I'm not here?
No.
You sound indignant.
I wouldn't.
No.
Have you been doing fish Jenga?
What?
Cecil, did you eat a fucking squirrel?
Oh yeah, I actually showed him that video. And Hugby's video on him as well.
Who's pinging me?
Did you eat a fucking baby?
Terraria, did you eat a fucking baby? But it's on the fucking Terraria font.
It was really funny. It was like kind of late at night. We were both falling or like getting close to being asleep, and Cecil was feeling like kind of spooked and paranoid. And it was like, or I don't know if he was yet, or if he was like slightly leaning into that. And then I just started talking about Terraria, and I was like, "Have you heard of this guy? He's like really fascinating, and he was a real dude. And it's like he just eat whatever, and he was really gaunt and had stained teeth and a huge mouth and smelled terrible." And he was like, "Now I'm more scared."
Why do you know this?
So now he's terrified of Terraria. He sees Terraria out of the corner of his eye when he's trying to sleep.
Terraria's in your wall.
He takes Benadryl and he just sees Terraria in a gray hat.
The cat man.
From the Fairly Odd Parents.
Shut the fuck up.
Now I'm petting him and he's fucking cute. I love my boyfriend. God.
I love,
Boobs. Tits. Knockers.
No,
Bazongas.
no,
Hungalunga Nanagungas.
no.
Hungry Cougars.
Like the lands. Pog, more like, I'm gonna hit you over the head
Oh.
as a treat.
You've never known the touch of a woman.
Yeah, but you know what I have that you don't?
Guns?
The touch of a... Fuck, my head.
Yeah?
Touch of a...
It's real smooth there, Buster.
Listen here, asshole. I'm gonna fucking blow your fucking brains out with a 30-06 round to the dome.
Uh-huh.
Nuh-uh. I don't have a 30-06 round.
Okay.
But I'll make something else fit. No, I have the touch of a nice, soft, comfy, warm blanket. Fuck you.
My blanket, I am in fact sitting on it, but I don't have it on right now. I am in bed right now.
Get out of bed.
No, I have nowhere to go. This bed is also my seat for when I play video games. I've shown you my setup. It's really fucked. My computer is on a cardboard box, and my mouse is also on a cardboard box.
Yeah, I have a proper desk, so I'm gonna flex.
I did actually order a desk. It should be coming within a couple weeks.
Why is it coming? What's it coming to?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
What?
What?
September 4th is the latest for the desk to get here.
Yeah, anyway. What, have you never heard of the story of a certain somebody... Never mind. Anyway, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is I think it's a Jim Carrey movie. It's like a mind fuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
The only thing I like is,
Terraria.
Terraria. That's why it's in the Terraria. That's why it's in the Terraria font. Because Terraria.
Yeah?
I just fucking got that.
What?
The reason why it says Terraria did you eat a fucking baby in the Terraria font is because it's Terraria.
Where does it say that?
Did I not send that to you?
No?
It's fuck, it's on my fucking I need to find someone. Hold on. I need to find it. From
Because your fucking phone broke. What happened to it?
I think the screen disconnected from the rest of it, so it doesn't. So it turns on, and I can use like music, and that's about it.
I had that happen. I could still like use the phone, but I had to like memorize where screen prompts were, and I managed to text someone. I managed to text 2 people with the screen off, and like let them know I needed a new phone.
Where the fuck is? It's not here. Where is it? Did you not send that to me?
I don't think I did.
It seems like something I would have sent to you. Here it is. No, I sent it to you. Someone else must have sent it to me.
Well, I guess pin it or resend it or reply to it or something so I can see it.
Yeah, I was doing that right now.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember this.
Terraria, did you eat a fucking baby?
In the lab, straight up winging it. And by it, let's just say, my ding.
Real.
What the fuck is this fucking bug? It's massive and loud. Did I ever tell you? Oh yeah, no, I did tell you. It was a yellow fly, so I had good reason to be scared.
Terraria, did you make a fucking fish Jenga?
Scope that makes you say ow.
Scope that makes you say ow.
The scope that makes you say ow. Or sorry, no. It's the scope that makes you say ow, fuck.
Bonk.
Bonk. I mean when it bonks you in your bonce.
When are we really getting non-lethal company?
The fuck is my... There we go. I don't know.
What do you mean what the fuck is non-lethal company?
I just slapped Cecil's head like upwards of 30 times. He seems fine though. He nodded,
alive?
he's fine.
Oh, you wouldn't get that. That's a joke you wouldn't get because it's a reference to the funny space station game.
You should show me how to play it sometime. You still need to record a fucking session.
Yes, I need to get the fucking software working, and then I'll record a shift, and it'll be good.
Yeah, record a Guards the Border shift specifically, and then we can watch it together. I'll get some, like, popcorn. We almost did it that one time, and then it just didn't work.
It was cringe.
Do you know what you need to do to, like, fix it?
I need to get the actual replay file. I need to get the replay file, which I have on my laptop. I'd need to send it, and then I need to use the launcher. I'll see about getting that working at some point. But for right now, we got your MOTHCAST episode. Let's fucking go. Yeah, fine. I'm sending that.
Nice.
But for right now, it is about 10:30. I'm probably gonna hop off.
Okay.
Godspeed, though. You're speed. We did the thing. You know what?
At least do unless. What is unless?
Oh.
Oh.